My loves, I have a reveal today. I've never publicly talked about this, mostly because, I don't know, there wasn't a reason. Men, somewhat because I find it's embarrassing. In my 20s, let me see, I was barely 20. I think, 20. I was channeling, like guides. I use the term channel very, very loosely. Actually, I use the term guides very loosely. I was a channel, but I wouldn't say it was about guidance. It all started with a Ouija board. So friends were messing with a Ouija board. I was totally into it. Like I got the box. I think we bought it fresh at the New Age bookstore. But my friends were more into it than I was. And then a pattern started to become evident. Whenever I would touch the planchette, the little thingy that moves around and points to the letters, it went wildly fast. It was like there was a magnet under the table, which there wasn't. And the fact that I had these special powers made me feel special and all esoteric. And like, this is going to be a big part of my future. People are going to line up for this. And then, okay, just context, right? I'm 19. Okay. I'm getting aura spray from the New Age bookstore. I'm doing all kinds of things. Crystals in my bra. The Ouija board, Ouija, we'll just call it, encouraged me to start channeling. So I spell it out. And then eventually, the planchette's moving so quickly, I'm getting spelling the words, the sentences, and then I'm just starting to hear the messages. And the encouragement was, you need to sit down and close your eyes and let spirits come through you. So I felt extra special. And it didn't take long. Soon people were coming over to my place to get channelings about their past lives and their health issues and future relationships. And it was kind of charming, but it was pretty gross. It was also legit. It was not me faux talking. I was very clear something was coming through. This was not a subconscious thing. I mean, maybe it was beings that were hanging out in my astral, but it wasn't me. I was most definitely relaying things from the astral plane, which is to say, I was letting myself be used by very low vibration entities. Used low vibration. I had this one female energy that used to come through. She had this very kind of Jezebel, slutty vibe about her. And when she appeared, I felt these really intense cravings to drink red wine and to smoke. And I wasn't a drinker or a smoker. Ultimately, I felt like this train station for ghosts with unresolved issues, but the whole situation was really, really irresistible for a short period of time. Like it was, we didn't even know what dopamine was back then, but it was dope. And I knew it was real. I knew I wasn't making shit up. And I knew it could be harmful. And then a much wiser, more sagacious friend of mine called. And she said I know this is going to sound ironic, but she had a message from her own guides. She was a channel. She was clean, had it together, high vibe stuff. I really deeply trusted her. And the message was that I needed to stop messing around with this foolishness. And I did immediately. I took that very seriously. Plus, I knew it was real and I knew it could be harmful. And I officially owe an apology to anybody I gave bullshit channeling advice to. I was just a rookie New Ager. I was under the influence of some really low vibe bad actors. Low vibe. And I was getting a taste of my own power. That was the beginning of like, could really go down this path, not of channeling or mediumship, but of exploring my intuition, my capacity to connect with other realms. But got to be wise about that stuff. And I'm still slightly mortified by all of it. And I'm amused, but mostly I'm much wiser. This is what I learned. Number one, just because a disembodied energy comes through from the other side, another dimension, it doesn't mean that it's a higher vibration than you. Just because it's other dimension doesn't mean it's smarter or wiser or has a higher frequency than anybody on the earth plane. Lots of people walking around in bodies who know more and are operating at a higher level than disembodied beings. Secondly, just because somebody, an actual human person, has the capacity to connect with interdimensional beings does not mean that they are higher frequency than you or me, the muggles. It's a gift. It can be a curse. Just because someone gets a particular radio station doesn't mean that they are more gifted or talented or you are less tuned in. There's a metaphor. There's a metaphor I was looking for. Thirdly, and this is really my point, there's no need to be excessively impressed by characters on the other side or some of the people who channel them. Yes, some of it's very impressive, actually impressive. We should be impressed. We should be respectful. But a lot of it is a no. I would say the majority of it out in the space of mediumship and channels are a no. Energy is energy, no matter where it comes from. It can be high, it can be low, it can be corrupt, it can be pure, it can be ghostish, it can be earthly. You have to be the judge. This is what I see. I think there are mediums and channels with mega platforms and bestsellers. I think there are legit channels of entities. I think some of the people are giving accurate prognostications about the future some of the time. Some, very few, like 2%, I'm going to say, I'm making that number up, are giving clarity 100% of the time. I think those are master level beings who have really done the work, multiple lives, multiple dimensions, deep, deep seva. There are mediums and channels with mega platforms who can for sure actually recall past lives and for sure are formulating healing protocols that are effective for some people some of the time. It does not mean that these mediums, these channels, those who are giving accurate predictions some of the time, who have recollection, it does not mean that they are tuned into source. What it can mean, and I think it does mean a lot of the times, is that we have the blinded leading the blind. And I say blinded, not because of bad grammar as opposed to blind leading the blind. I say blinded because I think sometimes the substance, the entities, the energy that you're channeling, that you are legit channeling, are actually what's blinding you. You think it's opening you up to different portals, and it is. But what's coming through is masking your own better judgment. There are some channelers who start with pure intention. Like I really think they're in integrity and they're a clean conduit. But I think some of them get energetically hijacked when their fame rises or when their own spiritual practice starts to fall to the wayside, you know? So I don't think it's that the fame itself is creating distortions with such channelers. I think what happens is the lower energies, the lower vibe ghosties, you could say, are intruding on the mediums who get bigger platforms because those lower vibe entities want a bigger microphone to spread their distorted messages. This is how the darkness works, wants the stage. I think when a channeler isn't doing their inner work, they become really vulnerable to these takeovers. Of course, it's unconscious, it's unwitting. And maybe it's an agreement pre-incarnation that you're going to be legit and then you're going to get hijacked and you're going to have that experience. I don't know. Some channels are luminous. And to those channels, I just give my respect, my honor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Some channels are dubious. Peace is what I send in that direction, and I just carry on. I guess the question is, how can you tell? And the answer is, it's really hard to tell. I wish I wish I had a way you could just do some EFT. You could say a prayer and you could know like who's luminous and who's dubious. Your nervous system might know. You maybe have been cleansing your own vehicle enough over lifetimes, in this lifetime, with meditation and devotion and higher vibration frequencies like loving kindness and joy and generosity. And those vibrations help you think more clearly, and you are more able to discern the luminous from the dubious. But here's what I really think. I think it's probably best to just follow your heart and only take advice from people who know you and adore you and have earned their wisdom. At least that's what I'm doing. And even then, with people who love us and are smart and wise and skilled and seasoned, even then we've got to make the call. You got to make the call. Your soul will answer, because that's what's legit. My loves, thank you for being here. If you are ever inspired, if I have given you one nugget in one podcast once upon a time that had you think differently and exhale, please go leave a 5-star review. Because why would you leave a 4? Go leave a 5-star review. Let's just go for luminosity. Don't be dubious with your reviews on wherever you're listening to this now. I will keep coming back. I will be here next week. I'm going to be talking about nervous system regulation and relationships, and my current hot topic, authentic intelligence rather than artificial intelligence. You should know that I am working one-on-one with people now to help them get their business on track, to simplify, to go deeper, to look at revenue streams and sanity, nervous system regulation, loyalty to their offering, save all the things. They're called infusion sessions. And if you're one of those people who wants to up-level their prosperity consciousness, head to daniellelaporte.com/infusion. I'm really loving this work. I think that's everything today. Breathe into your heart. I'm so glad you're here. I'll keep showing up legit as possible. With love, Danielle. Thank you so much for listening, for feeling, for spreading the word. With love.